We're really pleased to be releasing the conceptual plan with renderings and illustrations of what the new zoo in Elk Grove could be. This has been the work of many, many dedicated individuals, from the Zoological Society to architects to the city of Elk Grove, to come up with a compelling vision and an incredible experience for a zoo that will serve the entire region.
Well, I think the renderings really help show the vision for the project. I think as people are able to visualize what this project might look like, it can show not only to our community in Elk Grove, but the entire region, what the scope and the scale and the magnitude and the possibilities that this project could bring to the region.
The new zoo at Elk Grove is a once in a lifetime opportunity. The last major animal park to be developed in the United States was Disney's Animal Kingdom. So this puts you in great company with a park like that. It's the opportunity to build a campus from the ground up. So most zoos end up trying to escape their former menagerie past. Built in the 19th century, they are still places for people to come and see wildlife. And as they try to develop into more of a conservation organization, they are left with this campus that might be outdated. In this case, the new zoo at Elk Grove has an opportunity to be a conservation organization from the ground up. We can look at opportunities like sustainability, top-notch animal welfare, amazing guest experiences, and ways to interact with this wildlife and nature in a way that only a new zoo can.
I'm excited about everything with respect to this project. It really is a dream come true to be where we are in the process right now. The Society has done a wonderful job operating the Zoo and Land Park for so many years, but we have known for quite some time that we needed more space and we needed more modern facilities to better serve not just the animals, but the community as a whole. And this is the closest we've ever come to making that happen. So there's still a lot of work to do in the months and years ahead, but I am thrilled that we're getting to do it.
The current Sacramento Zoo is 96 years old and has some constraints regarding its campus, its footprint, how we can take care of our animals, and how we can best serve the community.
Going to zoos as a child gave me a lifelong love of animals and a desire to protect them. I also learned about the natural world and our impact on it, and about people in places far from my home. That kind of experience is invaluable, not just for kids, but for adults too. It gives us perspective, it encourages us to be tolerant, it inspires curiosity, and hopefully it impacts how we all interact with the environment once we leave the zoo. The incredible facility that we hope to build in Elk Grove will make sure that those kinds of experiences are available in this community for generations to come.
The new zoo in Elk Grove is going to be designed around two major components to the park. There's going to be the Discovery Corridor and the large African savanna and other African animal experiences. As you walk through the savanna, you'll find yourself walking along among the large rocks, just like the kopis you might see if you were exploring the savannas of Tanzania and East Africa. And in this case, find yourself in the middle of the savanna, surrounded by animals, with giraffes and Ankole cattle, ostrich, gazelle, and free flight birds that are part of animal programs where you can interact with a caretaker and see these African gray parrots fly over the savanna and land on these trees as part of an animal demonstration. We want to make sure that there's opportunities to feel not like you are an observer looking into a habitat, but that you are completely surrounded by that habitat. One of the signature species of the Sacramento Zoo is the okapis. At the new zoo at Elk Grove, their exhibit is about to get a big upgrade. Set into the context of the Central African forests, these okapis will be exhibited in conjunction with some of their animals that you might see with them in the wild, black and white colobus and guinea fowl, crowned cranes, all in a space that makes you feel surrounded by the African forest. Hippos will be making their return to the Sacramento area in a wonderful new habitat that takes visitors right into the rivers of Africa. Here you can see a pod of hippos swimming through the water among colorful African cichlids, and even get your photo taken with a full-size hippo. The new zoo brings an opportunity to experience nightlife in a whole new way. Here, families can stay overnight at an African tent camp perched along the riverbanks and see hippos wallowing in the river or rhinos grazing through the grass. The new zoo at Elk Grove will have a restaurant unlike any you've ever experienced. Here you can have lunch in the middle of a troop of gelada baboons and feel like you're part of the Ethiopian highlands. Your spirits will soar in a new walk-through aviary as you're surrounded by a flock of flamingos, macaws, Inca terns, and spoonbills.
A new zoo in the Sacramento region is significant because already the current zoo receives 500,000 visitors a year. So we know we are the most attended cultural venue in this region. We've been telling the story of needing a new zoo for a long time, and the community is overwhelmingly supportive of this project, and they're very excited about it. In fact, I would dare say if you talk to children in this region, they're the ones that are most excited. And it goes back that the children of today will inherit the earth of tomorrow. And if we did not have zoos, for many species, we would need to invent an institution such as a zoo to care for these animals and to create conservation and education programs so that future generations can learn about these animals and learn what they can do to make a difference to help save them in the wild.
There are so many ways that you can help. First and foremost, share your excitement about this project with your friends, with your colleagues, with your elected officials. You can also support our efforts. You can contact the Society's development team, and I also encourage you to follow our social media as well as the City of Elk Grove's so that you can learn about upcoming events and efforts and activities that are directed at supporting this project. And of course, I'd also encourage you to continue to support the current zoo. We will be there for several years to come, and it really is important to have your visitor support and also your donations to help keep the operation going, and obviously to help us with these efforts and our hopeful transition someday.
We have zoos to take great care of animals, but an incredible zoo also takes good care of people, creating lifelong memories and experiences. And we want this new zoo to be one of the best zoos in the United States. We want it to be different. We want it to stand out. And we want it something that the city of Elk Grove and the entire region can be proud of.
These drawings form the initial ideas for what these experiences can be. And as we move forward, we work with animal care staff, the guest focus staff at the zoo, wildlife conservationists from around the world, to ensure that these habitats are the best possible homes we can have for the animals, and to make sure that the connections that are made by guests to these animals really drive meaningful change. In the next steps, we're going to take these drawings and develop them into a series of documents that can be constructed from, at which point we'll be engaging partners that specialize in building large campus facilities. And together, we'll produce a zoo that is truly amazing.
There is a lot of work that needs to be done, including continuing to advance the design. Along with that is understanding the costs of the project and really drilling down into that to understand, again, the scope, scale, magnitude, cost of that, the operations of the project. The city will ultimately need to move forward on reviewing the environmental impacts of that project, and City Council will need to weigh in along this entire process as far as whether it's something that the City of Elk Grove is going to invest in. So certainly no final decisions have been made. As we go through the process, there will be many opportunities for the City Council to make decisions on continuing to advance the project, but we're excited to be where we are right now, continuing to look at this. And again, we look at this project as something that's not only an opportunity for our community, but for the entire region as people begin to understand what this project might bring to our region.
Kids are so excited about the new zoo, and you can be a kid of any age to enjoy this new zoo and learn about animals, care about them, and make a difference.